So in my last video, I made audacious yet truthful claims that there is a formula to making money. I said that when in one of my videos where I was debunking the common myths around money, which had been also triggered by the feedback I was getting over the past few weeks from some of you who have been watching my videos and questioning some of my claims or my guidance. So today what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be outlining the 10 principles that if you follow those, definitely you will get financial freedom. Now, full disclosure, these principles are not based on something that I discovered myself, but they're based on a book that I read some couple of years back called The Richest Man In Babylon. It's a beautiful book. I would advise and recommend that you also get a copy. You can listen to an audio version of it, or you can read the copy if you are someone who's comfortable with that. So anyway, without wasting time, let's just get into the points, and please do stick around to the last one. The last one is so interesting because I know I'm kind of guilty as well of that one, and it's so simple, yet all of us or most people who are watching this video most likely struggle with it, but it's also very, very key to getting financial freedom and creating wealth. So let's get to it. Now, the first thing that you must do, especially if you're an entrepreneur in your journey towards getting financial freedom, is you must pay yourself first. This here is a common mistake, especially with entrepreneurs. You find that sometimes when you get this money coming through, before you even think of taking care of yourself first, you take whatever money you've made, start paying everyone else around you, start paying your bills, you pay your creditors, you're paying your employees. Not that this is bad, but if you're going to be financially free, one of the first things that you should do is you must define how much you're going to be getting per month as part of your remuneration or your reward for the effort you're putting in your business. And once you determine that, you can pay yourself. Or alternatively, if you see that your income it fluctuates and it's not stable month on month, you can just determine a percentage of so much that I'm going to make in a month. Let's say, for example, you can say 10% of your turnover is what you're going to set percent, or 10% of your net profit, depending on which parameter you want to use. Just define it and make that a piece of pie that you get all the time. I know some of you might be thinking right now, oh, what about my expenses? What about the outstanding debt that I have to pay? Let me tell you something. Money's got this funny way of just managing to cover everything. If you define what money is going to be used for, there is no way you won't be able to fit in the other expenses. So if you pay yourself first, you are going to find magically that all the other expenses will be taken care of, or you'll find a way of handling whatever expense that is left, but always make sure that you pay yourself first. So the second thing that you must do in your journey to becoming financially free is you must live below your means. That is, you must spend less than you earn and avoid unnecessary expenses. Now, again, this is something that I used to struggle with a lot. I used to be an impulse, buyer, and it's something that also I got from my dad. My dad was very impulsive. You can go in town right now wearing a pair of shoes. You walk into a shoe store like that, he buys you a new pair and tells you to throw away the other pair that you're wearing when you got in there. But anyway, coming back to what I'm trying to talk about here, you must live below your means. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. We have had this so many times, but yet we fall in the same trap over and over again. Be you. You don't have to be like your neighbor. Stick to your plans. I think one of the things that I also write about in my book, which the link you'll find in the description below, I mention also how I have clothes that I've had for the past, I think, 10 years. I wear those things for, I don't mind wearing the same clothes over and over again, because as long as they still look nice, they are not torn or anything. In fact, this shirt, I've had it for more than 10 years, I think. Yeah, I think I've had it for about 10 years. But yet, you see, I look good in it. Okay? And it's the same thing. So you must take your time. Don't feel the urge to keep up with the Joneses. As long as what you have is okay, live it within your means. And the other thing that I must also mention, which is a common trap for entrepreneurs as well, the first time you get your first big money, you now change where you used to stay. You have to change your car immediately. You have to change the type of clothes that you used to wear. They must all suddenly change just because you've met a certain windfall. Yet those things are not necessary. I'm not talking about necessities here. I'm talking about things that you can do without, but then you just get them just because you feel you got an extra cash, or someone else is doing it. Now, the third thing that you must do if you are going to be wealthy, you must make money work for you. I've heard some of these motivational speakers who use the word make your money, turn your money into little soldiers that go out and look for more money for you. So that analogy, just think of it. So whenever you get money, the money that you get, think of it as little tiny soldiers that you're going to deploy out there to bring in more captives, which you train again and then deploy to bring in more captives. If you look at money like that, where you don't look at it as something that you've got so that you can spend it, but rather a tool that you're going to use to go and gain more, my friend, you'll be on your way to making the first million just like that. Now, the fourth thing that you need to do if you're going to be wealthy is you must consult with those who are knowledgeable in financial matters. Now, what I mean is, most of us, when we look for financial advice, we go to look for this advice from a friend or some uncle who apparently knows a bit of this and that, who maybe came across some information on the internet on how to trade online. Then you listen to him and then you end up doing that. That's not how you make money. When you want to make real money, you must consult people who are experts in the field of making money. People knowledgeable in how to invest, how to make investments, to how to make sound investments. Or at the very least, if you can't find someone who's like a financial guru, you can even look up to someone who's already in business and is making it. Learn from them. How are they doing these things? Listen to them, because they have done it, you haven't, but they have proved that it's possible to make money and they're actually doing it practically. So seek advice from such people. Always consult. Before you make your next big investment, make sure you consult with someone who's conversant in the area of finances. The fifth thing that you need to do if you're going to be wealthy, you must invest in yourself. Now, this ties into I think in one of my videos that I shared, I speak about how education is now available for everyone online and it's free. You can get educated on YouTube. You can find free courses online that you can do. You can find some of the courses which are fairly priced, but they offer value. You can also look into courses. These days, there are a lot of courses that people actually make. You can find, for example, a course on how to start an online business. It's a course, you're investing in yourself. A course on how you can do online marketing. You don't have to have a degree. You can actually just do a course, invest in yourself so that you can be able to manage your business or your investments. You can be able to manage your investments. You can be able to manage money around you. You can be able to manage people. You can be able to set up some little traps for making money just by learning online through these courses, which you can either pay for at a minimum pay for some, or some of them they're actually free, or better still, just going on YouTube, just like here, looking for content from sound content creators and learning from them. And then that is how you can also improve and work on your journey towards becoming financially free. Point number 6, you must protect your wealth. Be cautious with your investments and avoid get rich quick schemes. Now, this one is one of those things that, especially because my content really, I'm targeting you guys here who are in Africa with me and are trying to make it. I know most of you fall trap to these pyramid schemes where you're told, you give me 100 rand today, it comes back to you after 2 weeks as 500. Then when you get the 500, you recruit 5 more people. Then when you recruit those ones and you pay another 100 to get it, get 7,000 after 2 weeks. Yet there's no value exchanging in there. Those are get rich quick schemes. You do not get rich through that. And also you must be very, very careful not to put your money in things that are too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it most likely is not true. So you must not be careless with your hard-earned money, because remember, you're building your wealth from scratch. You are putting a little money on the side. You're being frugal with how you spend your money. You're investing in yourself and being knowledgeable. And I pray that even as you are gaining more knowledge, you can be able to discern things that are get rich quick schemes or Ponzi schemes and true proper investments. Point number 7. Now, this one, I know lately I've been seeing there's a bit of controversy around it, and some different opinions, but I'm gonna say it for those, after you've done your calculations and if you see that is feasible, try to own your home as early as possible. Own your home. So you should consider home ownership as a way to build long-term wealth. So I think, note here what I'm saying, consider owning a home as a way to build long-term wealth, not as a medium-term or a short-term kind of a thing for you to create wealth. Because let me give an example. If you're in an environment where if you get land, you cannot commercialize it, you cannot rent it, you cannot lease it out for as a property for people to come and rent that place. You cannot put some shops there, you cannot develop it into a school, for example. You cannot farm on it to produce value out of it. But on the other hand, the same money that you have, you can actually buy a car that you can start transporting goods between maybe from farmers to the market and start making money. Certainly you're better off buying the truck and start that business of transporting food stuff from the farmers to the shops than buying land, building that property, start maintaining it, yet you don't have like a regular stream of income coming through. So you must exercise wisdom. If you're going to buy a property, make sure you're buying a property which is going to bring value back to you, which is going to expand your portfolio, not a property where you're going to be pouring in more of your resources to maintain it. That's not what I'm talking about here. So make sure that when you're owning land or your first property, make sure that it's, as you look at it, either you know the value is going to go up, because I know that in certain countries like where I am right now, there is land which is mainly in the rural areas. So if you can get that, yes, it's nice, peaceful, you can settle there, but if you're not going to use it for commercial value, you might maybe press the pause button and take that money and invest it in other things. But of course here, depending also where you are, it might make sense just to get the piece of land if you have the extra cash, because ultimately in the end, if you find something to use for it, it might come in handy. So now if you're enjoying what I'm saying or you're finding value in what I'm saying, please do consider subscribing and liking this video. It does go a long way in helping with the with disseminating this information and with the algorithm in pushing through this content so that more people can benefit. Point number 8, have a clear financial goal. Set specific objectives for your money and work towards them. Now this is another thing again. Half of the time, people just go out, no plans, just drifting away, hoping that things will work out for them, but they don't have clear objectives. In one of my videos again, where I pointed out what you need to declutter your brain or to set your brain for success, I speak about how you need to fix a number. That thing there, that exercise or that act of fixing a number works wonders in your favor, because it helps you to focus on a certain target. It helps you to channel everything towards that figure. It defines even the level of effort you're going to put towards you reaching that goal. It means also you can be responsible with your spending patterns, because you know that whatever money that you have to use it. Remember the tiny little soldiers that I talked about before? Yes, you know that you can't just send your little soldiers away without them having achieved the main objective of gathering as many soldiers as you have defined. So make sure you have a clear financial goal and set specific objectives for your money and work towards those. That's point number 8. Point number 9, be persistent and disciplined. Consistently apply these principles that I've just described over time, and just be patient and know that you're on the right track. As long as you follow these principles that I'm telling you, because remember, this whole video is being provoked by the fact that I needed to prove that there are principles that you can follow and in fact start your journey towards financial freedom or actually be wealthy. In fact, if you follow these principles that I'm telling you, you will definitely be wealthy. If you just follow these principles that I'm telling you. But the key to it, to you unlocking that wealth, is if you're persistent with those principles. If you're persistent in making sure that you are sticking to them and you are focused on making sure that you do not deviate from any of this. Now, the last point that I said you should stick around for, which is something that I surprisingly have struggled with for a long time, but I have now started working on it. And in fact, I have improved because I now have I now have tools on how to monitor. And it's so simple, you are even yourself going to be surprised. But I actually bet that most of you guys also don't do this, yet it's very crucial and critical if you are going to be financially free or if you're going to be wealthy. The one little thing that you must do, that is most people's Achilles heels, is make sure you control your expenditures by formulating a budget. Budget, people, budget. If you do not budget, I tell you, you are not going to, because what happens if you don't budget, what happens is you are not going to have a handle on your expenses, which means whatever money that is coming in, you might be spending even more than that is coming, because you don't have a clear plan for your money. Your money doesn't know where it's supposed to go. So one of the most important things that you must do on your journey to becoming financially free is you must have a budget. Have a budget. Once you have that, once you follow these plans that I just told you, I tell you, in no time, you'll come and you tell me and say, Mr. O, thank you so much for your advice. Now I'm on my journey of getting financial freedom. So thank you so much for watching my videos. Please do tell me what you think. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what your thoughts. Maybe I left something else, or there's something you still don't agree with. I'd really love to hear your sentiments on this one. And remember to subscribe and like my video. Like I said before, it really goes a long way in helping my channel grow, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.